Okay, so it's 4:01 on the 17th, Thursday. And today I have to go do an outing. Gotta go take the car in to have its oil changed and run a couple errands while we're in town. And fucking hell, things I feel so insane right now. I can't even fucking believe it. Like, it just is getting crazier and crazier and crazier. People are getting crazier and crazier and crazier. Like, what the hell? And I sure do like being asleep. Like, the world I'm going into when I'm asleep is like, oh, God, I just want to stay there. Oh, fuck. Oh, and get this. You remember when I was reaching in the drawer the other day and I was trying to find a thing? There, what? Looking in, it's ginormous. It's like, where the fuck? I don't know. It just put itself in there. We're still talking about the chair. Every day, we're still talking about the chair, which, I'm like, okay, so somebody just moseyed up into your yard, which is off the road. Like, that's, and people out here have cameras everywhere. So, okay, so somebody's moseyed up off the road, and out of all your storage units, then they go and they're like going, ruffling through them all, I guess. And then they go to this one. You see this blue chair that they're like, I gotta have that blue chair, man. There's two, but I just want one. And then, so somehow they are able to bypass everything else, not make a mess at all, not move anything or shuffle anything around. When my storage unit was broken into, when I opened it, it was like obvious immediately because uh, everything was thrown everywhere. It was like a fucking mess. And then they took the stuff that they wanted and left a big fucking mess. And the things that they took were um, my uh, my antique china, and then I'm sure it went straight to one of those fucking antique dealers. It was a huge, nice, big set. It was fucking badass, but I paid like 125 at the thrift store, so no telling how much that they were doing at the antique store. Because that was years and years and years ago. Um, but anyways, when I bought it, it was years and years and years ago. It was like, I don't know, 30 something years ago. And then they stole it like 15 years later or something. But anyways, and it was when all those little antique shops that they just go to the thrift store, they get the cool stuff, and then they go sell it for 10 times the price at the antique little stores. And then, but anyways, let me think back where I was. Oh, okay. So somebody is able to go in, get this chair out, and not even fucking make a mess, not even move a goddamn thing. Okay. And that is what makes sense. That makes more sense than it just disappeared because we're in a fake fucking reality. And but I swear to God, people will do everything they can to try and keep making this be real. Like they will go to any length, and it's like, okay, it just makes no sense to me. So well, it absolutely does. And I'm like, no, it makes more sense to me that it just disappeared, went through the ground, just disappeared. That's what makes sense to me. It's like, uh, and then when you see the emotional response, it's like you can see there's lessons. Like there's lessons all around, but people are resistant to the lessons, and they just want to keep trying to fold this world into an understanding. There's just so many things that are just have got me so tripped out, like right now. So many things. One thing is time. I can't even fucking believe how fast it's going. And it's not even just feeling fast. Like I have kind of like a little schedule that I do because I'll do this, then I will get the dogs ready. When I finish this, I'll put it on to download. Then I will get the dogs ready, take them for a WALK, and I'll be getting the light will be coming. Then I will go take the other ones, and then I will come back, make something to eat, then have some more tea. Then I will look at my phone until around 9:15 when the sun starts being right here because that's the only time I'll go out in the sun. Otherwise, I think it would cook you to death. So I'll go in the early morning, and it's hot. It's already, but I'll go out in the early morning sun for like an hour or so. It depends on how hot it is. Sometimes I'll get up and come in, get a drink, go walk around a little, go back out and stuff. So, because I like to try and like a half hour on this side and a half hour on the other side. And so, then after that, then I will sometimes take a nap or whatever. So when I'm outside though, when I'll put on the music. And it was like, I don't know, like 5 days ago or something. It seems, but time, I don't know. I'm so lost in time. And I was like, oh my God, everything. First, it was a movie. I put on a movie and it was like, is this going in fast motion? I can't even watch it. It's making me dizzy, man. I was like, either they did something when they were downloading it or shit is speeding up. And so then I put on the music and it is, every song is going so fast. I'm like, what the hell? And time is going super fast. It was so weird because yesterday my mom said, well, she had to go someplace. And then, so she was going to be going to her friends across the street. And so I was upstairs and I was doing some, and I said, okay, well, it's her clock, she has set 10 minutes off so that it helps her rush to get ready wherever she's got to go. So, because she's always been one of those people who's late everywhere. So which I think she's doing better now, but like, there's been some more deals. Fucking holidays. There was a big one time. I said, okay, we're going to eat it too. She shows up at 4:30. So, and everybody's sitting there waiting. The turkey's getting cold. It's like, oh man. Sometimes some of these things just come back to you. And it's like, oh damn. Anyways, so I'm up there and I look at the clock and I said, well, it's 45 minutes till you got to go. It's quarter till 12 and you got to go at 12:30 and it's 10 minutes off. So you have like almost an hour. So I come down here and she's like, oh, good, because I got to do this and do that. And which seemed like she just had to get dressed, change her clothes. And so I was like, okay, well, I come downstairs, I do something for a couple of minutes, I sit down, I start to look at my phone, and all of a sudden she's, okay, I'm going, and I look at my phone thing, and I'm like, it's 12:30, what the fuck? And I said, oh my God, it's already 12:30. She's like, is it? Is it time? And I'm like, yeah, it's 12:30. I said, but I was just up there a minute ago. And she goes, well, I had to do this and that. Like, it's such a different reality. Such different reality. It's the same reality where people come up and go through your stuff and are able to pull up this big fucking heavy chair without even making a mess. Which was further back. It wasn't just right at the front. It was further back. Well, I'm going to, that chair right there. I'm going to get it. It's like, oh God damn, I'm going to go fucking crazy. I swear to God, this fucking world is too much. God damn. And the victim mentality playing out. Oh my God. I can't even fucking stand. Well, I have to do this. Well, I have to do that. It's like, no, you fucking don't. Just drop that word right out of your goddamn vocabulary. Well, I have to. Who says? Who fucking says you have to do shit? It's like an excuse. No, you don't have to do anything. Like, who's holding this up here to make you have to? It's like, take everybody's got to learn how to take responsibility for the choices they make and what they do. It's like, no, you have to take responsibility that this is what I'm doing. And then there's always this shuffle back of like, well, they made me. Well, I have to. Well, they are forcing me. Nobody's fucking forcing you. What's fucking forcing you is that your lack of boundaries, that you can't just say no. And that's a whole fucking thing. Like where people are, well, finally she's fucking, oh my God, this morning has been hellacious already. God damn. Oh God, this is so intense, man. She's been shaking her head. I've cleaned her ears. We've already had food. I've given her medicine like 3 fucking times. shaking her head, using her giant ass paws, slamming herself in the face. And it's just like I just did her ears the other day. And it's like everything is so fucking intense, man. It is mental. Let me finish this real quick. This is where like people have to see when you are doing something. So when you go to do something, you have to take responsibility for you. You have to be able to see, like, well, I have a choice here. But everybody feels like that they don't have any choice because it's other people's emotions are driving you or something. It's like, well, I have to go. I got to do this. I got to do that. Well, you got to go. What you got to do is you got to go in and look at what is your drive. What is pushing you? Because that's what you got to work on. Because you don't have to do anything. That's an excuse, and it's an excuse that creates a victim because everybody else is in control of you. They're in control of your emotions, they're in control of what you're doing, and it's up to you to see. You know, you have to be able to be like, well, somebody wants me to do this, but, do I really want to? And then you have to be truthful and honest. And boundaries are rough, man. They are a hard thing to learn. And our world has set us up to, between the givers and the takers. And it's so crazy too, because you can be talking to somebody and they can be seeing it clearly on somebody else, but they cannot see it on themselves. And they can sit there and bitch and complain about this other person and the things that they do. It's like, but you do the exact same thing. It's like you're doing the exact same thing and you don't see. And, back when I was toxic, people tried to tell me what I was doing and I couldn't see. So I'm not saying people are bad because they can't see, but that's why we have to look at ourselves a lot more clearly. I saw this girl, and I've seen her do this so many times on the internet. And she just still come across my thing. Like I haven't seen her in a long time. And years ago, it's so weird when you say that, years ago, like I've been on TikTok now years. I've been doing this now years. So weird. So but she had approached me on TikTok and was talking about I don't know, spiritual stuff. And she seemed like she could kind of see the things I was seeing because there's so many spiritual people out there who do not see what I see at all. I mean, you got a whole fucking group right now who are, what I see is Donald is going to die. He's about to die, but these people are saying. And then you go in the comments, oh, yay, I'm so excited. It's like, I don't know what in the fucking evil you guys got going. Like, fuck, man. He's out there saying, August 1st, you guys are going to be real happy. America's going to start getting paid back. You're going to start getting, I don't know, it sounds like that they're going to start, reparations or money or whatever, like the redemption center thing or something. That's what it sounds like, but we got to see, how it's going to be, what's going to go down. If it's like, oh, well, our country got paid back. But, and I saw a realtor that was saying, I don't know what's going on, but the houses are suddenly dropping by $60,000, $80,000. And she's like, this is the time to buy. I saw another video where Wall Street, where the person was saying, seems like a test. He said that it, they open, all the traders are in there. I start doing it. He said it just crashed immediately. Everything dropped. And it went down to where, I don't know, he said one stock, that was like how much ever, it suddenly was like 19 cents a share or something. So then everybody was trying to buy it, and while it was low, and they couldn't. The whole thing happened so fast, and they had no control, and there was nothing that they could do. And he said, and then it's changed it, and he said it seems like it was some kind of a test or something, like this is a precursor to what's about to happen. So, yeah, this is, it's gonna happen, the stock. But these are the corporations that are fucking trying to kill us, so fuck them. And then, but the stock crashed, and then whatever, I don't know what it went back up to or how it went down, but anyways, there's something going on there. There's something going on in the housing market. There's a lot going on. But then you have these spiritual people out there, like, because it's not just one. I've seen more than one. And maybe one was like an astrology person or something, but they're all saying, oh, and Simpsons also said, Donald's gonna die. Then there's also weird stuff going on. Like he's pissing off some MAGA people. He's already pissed off these other people. But but the thing is like if you don't really understand what's going on in the relationship with Vladimir and him and stuff, then you're not gonna, you're gonna look at it way different. But when you don't understand that they're trying to bring us into the golden age, and they're trying, the drama is to wake people up, to get people's attention, to get people to pay attention, but then everybody just gets pissed off. But that's the mirror that's going to come up in front of them to see your own anger, to see your own bitterness, to see your own hatefulness. And as we are moving into this moment in time, it's coming up in people, man. It's all around you. It's like, fuck, man. The bitterness, the hatefulness, the judgmental, all this stuff just coming to the surface and coming to the surface. The, oh, poor me, I'm the victim, and all this. It's just right there. Like it's gonna suddenly be like, now how do you see? You thought you were looking at this, but how do you see yourself now? It's gonna be very intense, man, because everybody's so much in denial of their own truth. You notice something I noticed the other day? My voice. Listen to my voice. It's like it's not as raspy. It's like it is. Like I don't know if the what's going, if the scar tissue is actually healing or whatever. But yeah, it's like I just noticed it the other day. I was like, man, my voice would usually be so crackly in the morning, and I feel like it's not. I don't know. Maybe it sounds the same, and I'm just in my own little fucking crazy world. Who knows? But I am in my own little crazy world. Everybody's in their own little fucking crazy world. It's so crazy. So, oh yeah, and the I saw this girl yesterday, and so like I said, this Yellowstone thing, I just can't even believe how it's blown up. Everybody's sharing it. Everybody's talking about, oh, the animals, they're sharing this video over and over and talking. They're all freaked out because Yellowstone, the animals are all running. They're leaving Yellowstone. And Yellowstone's a mega volcano, super volcano that will destroy half of the country and most of the world if it goes. The super volcanoes, they've done shows about it. Who knows what the hell? I mean, there's gonna be more. We got fucking shit going nonstop. The whatever was going in Alaska, I don't even know. Did the tsunami come in? Did it wipe out the whole fucking town? Is everybody gone? I don't know. They do that shit, they'll wipe out a whole fucking town with water. And and I saw a person who was showing the route on the Mount Rainier one. So Mount Rainier goes, it doesn't look like it's going to go down to my kids. It's going to go back towards the coast. And this guy was talking about there. He was a logger, and they had found a tree. So the trees over there are like 250 feet, 300 feet tall, ginormous trees. And like when I was living over there, I was like, fuck, man, it's intense when the wind starts going and these trees fall on people's houses all the time. And especially since they come in and poisoned them and destroyed a lot of the root systems and stuff. So, what does Roundup do? And they come in and they spray the shit. So they create a disaster waiting to happen. Now, I think they also spray accelerants and stuff. So, anyways, the slogger guys said that they found this tree that was I think it was a fir, he said, and it was upside down, all the way down into the ground. And this guy also, he, yeah, he was a kid during Mount St. Helen. And he talked about that. And then he was talking about when he was a logger and all of this stuff. And the mud, he said that the mud is going to be insane. It's not even just the lava, I guess. It's this mud or something. And he said, and you think like, oh, it's a joke. But he said, when I was a logger, we found this tree. And it was upside down, completely perfectly preserved. So it was able to flip this tree upside down, the ginormous tree, and have it standing straight up. And then mud came in and surrounded it. So they had found it And he said, and then they kept going down and down and down. And he said, taking all of the wood. But, and they were using big machines and stuff. But he said, it's insane when you see something like that and you think this mud is a joke. He said, it's powerful. And you guys, because he was like, all you guys sitting around saying, oh, yeah, when Mount Rainier blows, I'm just going to get a glass of wine and sit and watch. And he's like, you guys are, you have no idea what's about to go down. And so, and then I saw another video of somebody, because he said it's going to go towards Seattle and Puget Sound. And then I saw another person who was looking at this map of, I guess, how the water moves or something. So from Mount Rainier, it has the trails are going to go straight ass down to Tacoma and somewhere else. So, and that's going to block off the roads. And he also said that. He said, it's going to be so many people are going to die because the roads and the the 5 and the 405 and all that, they're going to just be swept away. And so, and who know, I mean, like when the Hawaii volcano went, like people could go up and watch and the lava was going slow. But I don't know, you know, how it's going to go or whatever. I know there's a disaster coming to the west side of the country because it's not on the new map. And it just makes sense. It's highly populated. We're going into a new era. And that's how, you know, our history is under the water. It's under the mud. And so it's going to happen again. The history, our present to us, but it's going to become the history, is going to do the same thing. It's going to go under the water and under the mud. That's how the universe works, apparently. And so this world, you know, it's like changing the page of a book. I mean, so it's going to the other side. So anyways, so whatever's going to happen, the water's going to be coming probably from, I think there's going to be some tsunamis from the volcanoes in the ocean and stuff too, just like what's happening over in Alaska. And they had a 7.5 earthquake that created a tsunami, and they were all being moved to high ground. But I don't know. I saw one guy walking with the video, and he was like, he said we were in the library, and then they said that there was a tsunami warning. We had to get out of there, and they were closing, and that we had to go to higher ground. And so he shows, you know, they're like a little town down here, and then there's mountains. He said, so we got to go over there and climb this mountain. And they were just like, what the fuck? And so, like I said, I don't know. I saw a few different people because I saw a different town, or I think it was a different town, because they were told all to go to the church or something, which also seems like a trap. Let's get everybody in there, and then the water comes in and everybody's stuck in there drowning. So I don't know. You know, there's going to keep being disasters that are going to wipe out huge amounts of people. So, I mean, that's just the way it is. But in Mount Rainier, when it looks like it's going to go down towards the most populated area, this Tacoma is like, when you come into Washington State from Oregon, which Oregon is having horrible fires that are Central Oregon. So they're burning Central Oregon down and it's spreading and stuff. So I don't, there's just one thing after another. And these floods and floods and floods and the Simpsons, I'll tell you that in a second. But I still got to tell what this other girl said. So, but so when you come into Washington State, right away you're at Tacoma, which is so populated, Olympia, which is the capital, then Seattle, and that's what SeaTac is. That's what the airport is. What the fuck? God damn, it's fucking creepy. Fuck. What the fuck was that? Oh my god, that almost gave me a heart attack. There's constantly something. Oh, god. Fuck, it's creepy. Fuck. Oh my god, that was creepy. I don't know what the fuck that was. Oh my god. This morning there was a spider who just has been sitting out with us all morning, just hanging with us, watching us. So I was just watching him. I don't know if he's left yet, but he's been hanging out with us for an hour. Big ass spider. Looks almost like a flower with his long ass legs. I still can hear. God, I'm creepy. need security. Oh, I need my baby blanket. It's like, I'll be hot in a second though. I'll be sweating. I'll be like, I have to take it back off. But fuck. Oh my God, I'm creeped out. Like, I don't even know what big enough to make that noise. It sounded like when Stella is hitting into something and running with her big old giant body in her dreams. But she's not moving. Oh my God. Fuck. Sounds like I was like against the house or something. Oh, fuck. Everything's so fucking weird. God damn. Fuck. You were talking about like death. It's like, just make it quick, please. I'm okay with it. I'll just go over to the new one. I'm ready to go to the new reality. Sometimes I just want to go in my dreams and never get out. Oh my, come on. Oh, fuck. I gotta regain my composure. I really scared the shit out. There's so many things that just like, fuck, man. So so over there, SeaTac is so highly populated, and around the area of SeaTac, where it's like these big metropolis cities are all combined, that it is the worst traffic. Like if this were to happen on any time during the day, like the traffic is fucked. Even in the evenings, you know, it's a highly populated area and it's super condensed, and there's a real problem with evacuation, especially if you're trying to go into fires. Like, where are you going? You could try and get to Canada, and it's like there's no fucking way. There's no way, and there's so many people, and there'll be so many people on the road, and in the earthquake and stuff, the roads are gonna be breaking and splitting apart. Like it's gonna be bad. Like I totally agree with that guy. Like it's gonna be super bad. There's not gonna be anything to be laughing about and sitting and sipping your wine and just watching it play out. Like, well, I think you're gonna probably be running scared. You know, it's gonna be intense, and so it's gonna be, you know, a lot of people are gonna die, and I don't know, because the tectonic plates are so jacked up right now. So if it's gonna be the volcano goes, and then it's going to create more tension in the tectonic plates right there, and you got the earthquakes and the volcanoes in the ocean. It was just going to be like a fucking ping pong game, or no, what is that called? It's like those games that you'd put a quarter in, and then you'd hit that ball and keep trying to hit it, and maybe it bouncing around in this game, and people would just do it for hours and hours and hours and hours so they could get the high score. Can't remember what those are called. Ping pong. No, ping pong's a game. Ping, I don't know, something like that. So, anyways, it was a game that I don't think there's lots of those anymore. There may be some, but you know, they used to be like every fucking place you went. They were in gas stations everywhere. There was always kids crowded around them playing all the time. So it used to be a big thing, video game. And our games were different when I was growing up than what they are now. So now they have it. So you go into another reality, and then you get, you know, like I'm kind of want to stay in my dreams. But people want to stay in these other realities, and pull out of this one because this one is fucking draining. So, anyways, but yeah, that area, the 405 and the 5 are so congested, and there's such a lack of evacuation route. Like it's gonna be so fuckery. Like, you gotta know your back ways out of these places. You gotta know how to maneuver without your navigation and be able to find your back way out. And I'm pretty sure that the fucking I cuss a lot, and you know, like if people are offended by I just still, that just keeps going in my mind. Okay, so you'll come over and you'll eat my food, but then all of a sudden, well, you're not going to invite me over because I cussed too much. Okay, okay, yeah, okay, okay. So the the fucking fuckery, the so the whatever the hell I was saying. The evacuation and stuff is going to be, oh yeah, because you got to know your back way out. Like you got to learn some back route. Oh yeah, the what are those? I'm talking about them. They were so out there for a while. They even did a reality show about them, but people would make fun of them. The preppers, the preppers. But yeah, they were teaching some good shit, man. And so yeah, you gotta learn um, your way around to learn your escape route. You gotta have an escape route if shit goes down, because the main highways that everybody's so dependent on are going to be totally congested, and they're going to be so congested, people are going to run out of gas, people are going to fight, people are going to, you know, go and take each other out, try and take their, like, people are going to be in panic mode. And so it's going to be insane, because it is a part of what has to, it keeps hitting out there. Fuck. God. God, it just comes busting through the. You would hear, because it would knock over the fence, little fence thing I have for them. So I'd have to jump it or something. I don't know. It's creepy as shit, man. So it's multi-dimensional. It just come through the wall. So it's banging on the wall, just comes on there. So that's how they get that chair. No, it's a real live person. What happened? Magically, ooh, I'm gonna take that chair, not make a mess, and I'm gonna run off, and then I just want that one chair. Now everything, she's suspicious that they're always coming back for the other chair. Some of the stuff. It's like so silly. So, anyways, yeah, but you need to know your route out. It's not going to be the main one that everybody else is using, because those are going to be fuckery. And so, and there will be people trying to escape. I mean, not everybody's going to be killed. It's going to be a whole bunch of different stories playing out. Lots and lots. Like, there's tons of stories playing out. Tons. So many horrible, horrible ones. Like, fuck, man. The amount of fuckery here. So, see, it's all a part of the evolution of mankind. It's everything. And everybody's playing a part. Some people are dying to, you know, it's a part. It's not real. And so it's the storyline of, you know, the evolution of man, and what happened and how it went down and stuff. So, but there's gonna be, you know, it's especially when people are so cut off. It is in, but you know, I mean, I know. Still, you hear these fucking things, and it's like, God damn, I'm gonna have a heart attack. It's fucking creepy shit, man. So, anyways, back on this lady. So this Yellowstone thing is going around, and I said yesterday, like, if you see that, don't believe it, because it's a lie. This guy made it up. And I have no respect for these people who are out there at this time making shit up like this and creating this wave of fear. And then, you know, they sit back and think it's so funny people believe. Well, yeah, that's pretty common. People do believe liars. People are, you know, but the liars, you know, are revealing themselves all over the place, and their disconnect from, like, what they do is, you know, that's okay. It's like, no, you're a fucking liar. So yeah, you get people to believe you. Well, you're a fucking liar. So it's not them, it's you. That's how I look at it. So if you're gonna be a liar, then to sit back and laugh at people for believing you, you're a fucking uh, it's bullshit. So, anyways, but this other woman, and I see her videos sometimes, and we used to talk. Oh yeah, because the other one too. So this one is she changed her name recently, but she used to be R&B, and she was spiritual, but she's also kind of religious. So, anyways, but we had talked some, and we followed each other. But then there was like all these people, like all of a sudden I didn't see him anymore, so it was weird. But anyways, so she popped back up on my thing yesterday, and she was making a call. So she called Yellowstone, and she asked him. She said, "This is gonna sound weird, but I want to know, because it's going around as viral on the internet, is that all the animals are leaving and they're running, and there's all these problems there." And the woman on the phone was like, "Oh no, there's nothing going on." There's nothing happening. There's nothing at all happening. And all the animals are just being normal. And so this lady was like, see, it's not really happening. So, see, there's other people who are trying to get, you know, get pass the information on. And so she even went so far as to call the the Yellowstone. I don't remember how I found out that he was lying, because I believed it at first. I thought, fuck, man, Yellowstone's going because all these other ones are going. So, and the animals are leaving, and he's got all these videos, but people have found the videos are from other things. So he's taking videos from other situations where the animals were leaving, and now he's saying it's happening here. It's just like it's just, I just don't get it. And so anyways, that is more confirmation. It's bullshit. So when you see that stuff, don't buy into it. Don't, start panicking. But you do have to be prepared for whatever goes down, because there's going to be shit that's going to go down. And there's some big shit. The Simpsons of Sin, some big shit is coming. But, and so on this other girl who I was following, or we used to talk. And she was always, and she's, her whole channel is about spiritual, being, and guiding people and stuff like that. And then, and she's always she used to always be in like some kind of crisis. And there's such a, I don't know, there's such a phoniness or something to some of this stuff. Like, so, and she's always in a crisis, and there was always something going. And there was a point in time when she was asking for donations, and so I donated some money, and then it ended up like I was the only one who donated. And she was just distraught. Nothing was helping. She wasn't getting anywhere. She's had one problem after another. And then her solution is to ask people for money and stuff like that. So anyways, and she would have these videos of her crying. She's ready to give up. She's ready to give up. It's too hard. This is too much and stuff. There's been a lot of those videos I would see, used to. And then here, that's what popped up again. And so she was right back with the inner crisis. And so she was asking for money. And she said, there's all these other people, and they're asking, just give $1. Everybody give $1. And then they're getting $1 million by everybody giving $1. And she has a lot of followers or something. And so she did it again and asked everybody to give, and nobody gave anything. I think she said she got like $1 or $2 or something. And she's like, I'm just so stuck. And her husband is disabled now. I think maybe he was before, but now he's way worse or something. Now he had to quit his job, and before they were always living in a hotel. And they lost their car, everything. And so whatever it is, she wanted everybody to donate so that she could pull herself out of this hole that she's got herself into. And then instead she got, what are these people called? These people who are tricking people, like, here, we'll do this, give us your information and we'll send you this, but then really they drain your account or something. So she got herself in some kind of situation or something, and a scam, some kind of scam happened. And so she was just crying more, like, oh, she's just so finished, she's so done. And I don't even know why I was telling this story, but there is people who are out there. I don't know, because spiritually you got to kind of see you're in the place you are for a reason. And like, I can sit and argue and bitch at my guides and stuff and be like, what the fuck, how long is this gonna, like 7 months, like when is things gonna change in my life? And and they can't just tell you. You can bitch and whine, but it's not, your guides aren't doing it. You came in on a storyline. You came in. They can help you through it. They can, trying to help you, whatever your lessons are in it, but they don't have control. I see all these spiritual people, like your guides are sitting back, like you're their puppet or something. And they're doing these things, and they're making the changes, and they, appreciate you doing this. And it's like, man, the way that these people talk and see things is so different than how I do. And yesterday, even, I was talking about something to my mom, and there's a very defensive. I'm like, oh, I'm talking about me. Yeah, I feel like I have to remind people that I'm different. I don't believe in the same stuff. So, you can think however you want, but I don't believe the same. I look at life way, way different. way different. And but there's such a heavy, heavy pressure to be part of the pack, to look at it all the same and stuff. It's like, no, dude, I look at it way different, way different. And it's like, well, I don't know. People just become defensive. It's like, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about me. Like, I'm different, you know? We're different people. I look at things very different. And, and I'm not saying we all are supposed to be the same. We're not supposed to be the same. Everybody's here to learn their own stuff, but I look at things very, very different. I always have. And there's always been pressure to conform. And it's not in me. It's like I'd have to break my program to my own, it's like you are set on a program of what you're here to do. I don't know that you can break those programs, and why you're not supposed to. You're supposed to learn how to just go with the flow, and it's a different way of existing. So, I'm programmed to see the world as I see it for a reason, and to live the way, it's just different. And and I don't believe that I'm meant to break that so I can go conform and be like everybody else. I think we're supposed to be able to get comfortable in our own uniqueness. And then I think when the cards are down, everybody who's trying to conform really has got a uniqueness to them that they are trying to override to be a part of the pack. It's like, I think that you need to focus on what makes you different and what makes you unique, which I have seen some really unique kids lately. Oh my God. This one little girl, she's like almost like polka dotted or something. And it's like a lack of, she's got one of those pigment situations. And so part of her hair is just white, white, white. And then part of her hair is black. And it does the same thing on her skin. So she's got spots. And she's very unique looking, very cool looking. But that's the thing, is growing up, being unique. People put pressure on you, make fun of you because you're not like everybody else. And we've got to be a lot more appreciative of our uniqueness, of what makes us different, instead of everybody trying to conform and change their face and get surgery so they can look like everybody else and all that. So we can create this generic world of depressed, suppressed people who have given up on their own personality to try and be what everybody else wants them to be. So anyways, but there's a lot of learning and growing that has to go on with that. I saw another little baby. He looked like he was part werewolf. It was trippy looking. He was cute as hell. His big, beautiful eyes, but yeah, man, he was full on, that like full on mustache beard, like it was crazy. And he was cute as shit, but these are also, these things are stuff that you got to go through life and appreciate your uniqueness. And that's but I think, what we're going to go into a lot more, things are going to shift. I keep hearing it and hearing it. Is it in the sky? What the fuck is going on? It's so weird. Now I'm going to listen to my stomach growl. So anyways, but I think, that we need to go more into the appreciation of our uniqueness and not be like, oh, they're weird. They look weird. And then I think also the people, like I've said before, when people are staring, the people have got to quit feeling like it's because you're hideous. It's because you're interesting. Because you're very interesting looking. When you're looking around and everybody looks the same and you see something that looks different, it's like you want to look at it. Your eyes want to go over it. They want to see. They want to take it all in. And but then, there's been this whole thing that has been perpetuated through our society about, how rude it is to stare. But everything is about everybody's feelings, and everybody's so fragile. But we got to build up this more of a stronger kind of sense of self, so that, yeah, you're staring, well, I must be looking good, instead of like, I must be hideous. That's why they're all looking. I'm hideous. I've had that problem for a long, ever since I was a kid. I don't know why people would stare. I don't know. People would stare all the time, and I would. There was a point in time where I was like, I'll give him something to stare about. But also, there's where I stopped paying attention. I stopped looking, and it would bother me sometimes. Especially like if I was someplace like in a grocery store. This was the worst. It's like you're in a grocery store and the husband and wife are shopping together, and the husband just starts staring and staring and staring. And you can feel the tension. You can feel how uncomfortable his wife is. And it's like, like, I don't know, especially, when I was younger, it was like very, very uncomfortable. But I would be out with my friends, and my friends would start being like, "Oh my God, everybody's looking at you. Everybody's staring at you." It's like, yeah, I know. So let's not talk about it, okay? But it bothers some people. Like they want people to look at them. It's like, I don't know. Is it because I'm tall and skinny that people are looking? I don't know fucking idea. Because I've got ginormous cheeks and I'm on a stick body with a giant face. I don't know. I don't know. What they're looking at, but we gotta get more. I'm like, okay, well, you want to look, it's because there's something about you that is different that makes it where they want to look. But some guys, some of it, I when it would be at the store and be a man like that, I would always think like, you're being really rude to your wife. That's rude. If you've ever been out shopping with a guy, because I've been with somebody who did that all the time. Like we would be shopping, and then here he is just staring and staring at some girl. I'd be like, that's fucking rude. And I've been on the other side of it, and it's very uncomfortable. So get your shit together, dude. But it is rude, and I think it's so yeah, I guess it all depends on what you're looking at. I don't know. Everything is so complex, But as somebody who like these kids who are going to grow up and be stared at, yeah, I think that they've got to get more comfortable in just being like unusual, and that people aren't. Well, there could be some people thinking, "Oh God, that's horrible," but I think a lot of people are just bewildered. They're not really having any other thing but interest. Like it's just interesting. This girl, like she's interesting to look at. Like she's almost spotted like a giraffe or something, and her hair is very unusual. And she's got this beautiful face, beautiful eyes, just like this other kid with his beautiful werewolf face. He's cute as shit, but he's got to have some DNA, some werewolf DNA somewhere in there. Like, he was like a little werewolf. I swear to God, but he was cute as hell. It's like a baby werewolf. So, anyways, I just go off on a weirdo tangent sometimes. I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about. It's, everybody's got to decide who they are and what they do and everything, but having awareness that whatever we do does have an effect on other people, but you don't have to be swallowed up by what everybody else is doing. You can, look at it however you want to look at it. And, but this is something that is just, driving me crazy. Ooh, there's an AI. I didn't know these are AI videos, but it is there's some really good ones. And this one is it's like this old slave lady sitting out on a porch, and she's telling about the old ways, the hidden ways, what they used to do. Like one thing was if somebody got a cut, they didn't go get stitches, they would go out to the barn and they would get spider web. And then she said you'd put the spider web in the cut, because the spider web not only gives a bunch of antibiotic, antimicrobial, a lot of good stuff, but it also causes, it creates a web, like to heal it. And so you put the spider web, and so you kind of stick it in the cut too. And then they created a lot of different salves and stuff. So, and one of them was like pine tree sap. And then she said to add a lot of herbs and stuff. But there was another thing that they would put. So they put the spider web, and then it was something, and then they would bind it. And that's how that they would do when, you know, you get a giant ass fucking cut. And, you know, they didn't have hospitals and shit to run and go get stitches and stuff. So that's how they would do it. And there was, one was, she said that they would paint their porches with a certain blue, which I think it was Haite, Hatai or something blue. And she said, because it confuses the spirits, and the something about the water, and so it looks like waters to them, so it confuses them, so they can't get into your house. So you paint your porch with this blue, especially on the ceiling, because then it makes them go into this other world or something. I thought that was interesting. I mean, she was doing this fake woman is doing a whole bunch of these. So see, AI does put out some good information too. There are some that are trying to trick us and stuff, but there's some that is good. I mean, you know, I haven't tried the spider web and it cut. Maybe they're trying to trick us on that too. Who knows? But the but anyways, there's a whole bunch of those videos that I've been seeing. The let me think, because there was something else. Oh yeah, because the victim mentality thing. This, you know, that you are a product of what other people want from you. That you have to give what other people want is just a lack of your own boundaries. So it's you making an excuse for why you can't be real. You know, another thing too is when you are completely always submitting to what other people want from you, and then you start to get mad at them. So you will get mad at other people because you can't say no. So like they don't have any right to ask. Like people are going to ask you things, but you are the one who has to say no. And then when people keep asking and asking and asking, and then you keep giving and giving and giving, and then you start becoming resentful because they are asking too much. They always want something from you. They want this, they want that. And it's like, yeah, but the problem is you. It isn't them. People are going to ask. People are going to ask people for things. People are going to ask people for this or that, or time or money or whatever it is. But you are the one who has to say, I can't do this, I can't do that. It's up to you. And you can't, it is so toxic. And then even if you are constantly giving, 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 well, why is it you think this person can't handle? They can't handle the word no. They can't handle you having your own time, your own schedule, your own money, finance, any of that stuff. It's like you have to be the one who sets the parameters around you. You can't be angry at everybody else because they aren't, you know, picking up on your psychic things and they're doing it for you. It's nobody else's job to do what you need to do for you. You got to do what's right for you and not be mad at other people. You know, and the way I see it, and my reality is the asking is the because you got to think about all the transits, all the people that come in and out of your life and what they bring into it. And so when the asking is the it's like the ability, the learning, it's like the preparation, it's like they're the opportunity. They're giving you an opportunity to work on your boundaries, to work on these sides of yourself. So where you think, oh, they're pushing you too hard, it's yours, it's your own resistance. It's you resisting, you taking care of yourself. And it, you know, it has to do with what you have a problem, you know, with you. You are in judgment of yourself. So you are the one who won't allow yourself to say no or something, and then the more they ask, because they will, because they are there to teach you. It's not they're there to teach you. It happens different than that. It's they're there to push you so that you can learn these things. It's a give and take. It's a pushing towards this balancing. I mean, the people who are around you are there to help you find you. It's not because they're there to destroy you, it's there to help you find you. But your own resistance is what the problem is. Because, and then that's where you got to go in deeper to yourself and ask why. Why can't I not say no? What do I think this person's gonna, it's the end of the world, they're gonna fall apart, they're gonna whine and cry. And then it's like, well, do I really want to be around people who would be that fragile and whine and cry over every little fucking thing? If I can't say no to them, what is our relationship really? Because sometimes there's more to it than just learning the act. There's actually redefining where you put your energy and who has access to you. And yeah, this just popped into my mind. There's this whole thing too of abandon your parents. Your parents failed you at some point in your life, so fuck them, never speak to them again. Which there is some parents that are just super super toxic, just do the same thing over and over and over. If your boundary is, well, I can never speak to them again, that's a part of you then again, because you can learn boundaries, you can learn how to, this give and take, this standing strong in your own defiance of self. That's like not defiance, but defining, this becoming you through nobody has the same access. They can't just take and take and take from you. And so the so I think, rather than to just cut people out of your life, you have to learn how to really set really good boundaries with different people. And however it is, there's not like a one set thing. It's like you have to go in and figure it out. And you're strong enough to do that. But people don't know how strong they are. They are so, they're so much a product of this environment. So I had another thing coming into mind. Oh yeah, okay. So this girl, because I had the Simpsons thing, I got to talk about the Simpsons thing. So this girl though, so her video was like, and she was a young girl, and she's like, oh, I had to cut my mom out of my life, and I had to, I haven't seen her in a long time. I don't know how long, it's been months or years or whatever, but she had cut her mom out of her life. And she said the other day she was driving down the street and there was her mom on the side of the road with a suitcase. And so she's like, I don't know what she's doing. I don't know where she's going. She's waiting. I don't know what the hell's going on. But it's like she just came right through your path. So this is where you will see yourself. When you go to the life review, you're going to see yourself, the things that you did. And there's things that happen in your life to give you opportunity. Like, I don't know. I don't know if her mom was a druggie who beat her and sold her to men or whatever. Like, I don't know the situation. But you grow up, because that one woman, that's all over the place right now. That Taji lady who was sexually abusing her daughter, and her daughter, because she was drugging her ever since she was 2 years old. And I guess to her, she's sexually abused a bunch of people, family members and stuff, by drugging them and stuff, and then going in and doing things to them. I don't even know what things. Like, it's creepy. But the daughter, when she came back from college or something, she woke up, and so she started seeing, and so she went to the police, and then she made a report, and then the police went to talk to her mom, and her mom confessed, and her mom's a teacher, which all the teachers are like, oh my God, it's shocking. She was like such a good person. She was always there, and she always went to every school function. Like, she was like, it's double, playing this one role, but really, she's a totally different person than what people see. So, and there's tons of that out here in this world. So, but that, is happening right now. And then also the New Jersey, it is a New Jersey police chief, the one who I was talking about yesterday, where the daughters made charges. And the daughter wasn't the original one to make charges, it was the counselor. So she was going to counseling for issues that she was having. And then it's come out, and I don't know if it's through hypnosis, EMDR, or whatever. I don't know where it's come out that the stuff that her dad was doing. And it's creepy. And she said that there's tunnels and everything that connects their houses. And it was these neighbors, all these different men. And she was the middle child of 3 sisters. And they would be drugged too. And so they would drug them. They would take them out in the woods. And then they would hunt them. Well, how, I mean, I don't know. She could have went and read that this is stuff that's going on. And then she created it in her own mind. I don't know. You know, I think that some of the stuff is so, you know, I say it's probably true because they do move these pervs up into these positions, into judges and police chiefs and stuff like that, so that they can protect the other pervs. So the pervs have other pervs to protect them. So, but she said that they would go out into the woods, and then these kids would have to run and hide, and then these men would hunt them. And she said it was really, really creepy because they would do all these creepy, like, noises and like animal sounds and stuff, and they would be killing animals and stuff. So to add to the tension and the screaming, you'd hear these animals screaming for their lives, and the men doing all these noises and stuff, and then they would hunt the kids down. And it wasn't just them, it was the neighbors' kids and stuff. So all these weirdo men would take all these kids out there, they would drug them, take them out in the woods, and then they would hunt them down, which this has really gone on. Then not just this group, this has gone on all over the place. And so, and then she said once they would find them, because in some of them they just do them in, and then also there's like rituals, and there's a lot of weird, creepy shit that goes on at these things. But the ones that she was at, she said that they would run around chasing them and stuff, and then once they would catch you, that she said that they would beat you, and then they would, you know, have their way with you. And so, and it was very traumatizing, and it's went on for her whole life until she was like 16 or something, or 18. Now she's 20, because both of these girls, you know, are older now. They're both like 18 or 20, and they're coming out with this now. And so, but this is all over in our world, and it's going to be more and more. That's why I say, you know, everybody wants to focus on this list. It's like, that is a fucking drop in the bucket, man. That is you got a bucket full of water, that's one fucking drip. Like, it is all over. It's all over in our communities. There's everywhere these weirdo perps and doing this weirdo shit. So it's not just, you know, I don't even get the point of the list at this point of how much drama has gone around about it, and how people just are hanging on every fucking thing about this goddamn thing. And it's like it is becoming absurd. It's like you want to focus on that while you're ignoring everything else that's going on around you. It's like, what is that going to do for you? What is it going to, you know, like I said before, is it going to give you like, oh, well, now I'm not going to like their movies anymore? Well, okay. It's like, this shit is so much more complex and complicated, and this list is really going to do nothing for you. You know, I guess it's going to do what you think it's going to do. And that's going to help you in life, to have this goddamn list. It's like, this shit is like, it's going on all over the place. Give us the list of the people in our fucking communities. That's what we need a list of. Like, fucking list these fucking people. Like, it's like so absurd. So, and I do think that some of these people are being handled. Like, I think there's a lot of them who were already handled. Now, I think a lot of them have already met their maker. You know, they already have left the building. And, oh yeah, but there's so much talk too over the because the storms and stuff. And there's a weird, and a lot of people who go on the radar thing and looking at these storms, you can see weird anomalies. You can see there's something weird going on. And there's some consistency over, you know, this happens over here, and then this horrible thing happens, then this weird anomaly has over here, and then this goes extreme. Which extremeness, speaking of extremeness, in New York, if you didn't see this video, was, I saw this several times throughout the day of different perspectives on it, but there was some big truck that got busted in driving through the streets of New York. And what they found on it was a whole bunch of shit that can blow. And like, I don't even know how many propane tanks, lots and lots. I think maybe 40 or something, maybe more, maybe less, but it was a lot. And then there was something else besides something else that would blow. So it's like, and then I saw somebody saying if those all blew, that would take down some buildings. So you go to the right area in a very highly populated place. I mean, just look at what they did in Oklahoma that time. If you don't know about that, then it was another one of these big old things, and then they blamed it on this person. Then McVeigh, go look up about him. Sure seems like he was an FBI person. Like, this shit is all such fucking shenanigans and fucking bullshit, man. So much. But anyways, they can blow fucking shit up. So if they were going to do something in New York yesterday, if they were going to blow it, and then these cops busted it, and so, and there's so much with this white hat and the alliance and the perpetrators. So there's like a whole battle going on with all of this shit. So, anyways, who knows? If they caught him just in the nick of time, or I mean, it wouldn't even surprise me if they were the ones driving around with it to blame it on the other people. Like, there's just so much shenanigans. There's so much going on. But it's just so crazy when you really realize, like, we came in for this shit. Like, it's bizarro world, but we came here for it. Like, nobody forced us. Our souls came here by our own free will. We came running a program because, I don't know, we got egos. And part of this stuff is working on it, working on our ego. So, anyways, that weird thing, the weird bust. But they were getting all the propane tanks out and putting them on the sidewalks. There was a bunch of videos of people videotaping what was going down on this bust. And it does seem like, seems like they were out to blow some shit up. But that one guy said that would have taken down a couple of those really big buildings. Just depends on where they blew it. But it would have been bad, especially going to a highly populated place. And all the people that would be taken out and the buildings falling on them and shit. Like, some of this stuff is horrendous, man. It's horrible. So, okay, so The Simpsons. So, The Simpsons also, besides these psychics who are saying Donald's about to keel over. And then there's some videos showing, like, oh, he has a big bruise on his hand. And, like if you've ever seen some old people and they will hit their hand and then their whole hand will turn like blue. And it's looks so dramatic. So, and who knows? I mean, they've been noted, they've been caught turning him orange on TV, so they can easily make a bruise on a hand, and he's covering it up with makeup, and the makeup's so obvious. It's like, okay, I don't know, you guys, fuck. And then he's sitting, and they're zooming in on his ankles. His ankles are swollen. That was the water burping that time. Like, I always am like, it's speaking to us. Confirmation. I'm not sure what the confirmation is on. Shenanigans. His ankles are really swollen. I don't know. But anyway, so his ankles are swollen. They're not telling us the truth about his health. It's so weird. It's like, so you guys zoom in on this shit on him. But when it comes to Joe, it was like, no, he's doing great. My God, it's so fucking weird. So fucking weird. He's falling down the stairs. He's falling off his bike. He's just out there in the streets stumbling around. But no, he was doing great. But Donald has swollen ankles, which I don't even know if they're swollen. I mean, he's a big guy. Like, I don't fucking know his ankle size. And it's easy to hit. I hit my hand. If he does have a bruise, like, yeah, you can hit your hand on something real easy, especially if you're moving fast. So, and he's on the move. He's got a lot going on. There's a lot going on. So, anyways, but yeah, they're all focused on that. And then you got these psychics coming out like, oh, I can see it. He's going to die. and I think it's right before, of course, right before August 1st. We're all waiting for August 1st, but oh no, July 29th, he's a goner. It's like, okay, well, I don't know. I think we're going in a certain direction and there's no stopping it. So we'll see. We'll see. As The Simpsons has also said, he's a goner on this day and stuff or something, some bullshit. So I don't know. What The Simpsons has also said, and also Alexis. So somebody asked Alexis, and she said, Florida on August. I think August 15th or 16th or something, is going to be hit by a Category 5 hurricane, and it's going to have 205, 225 or something miles per hour winds. It's going to destroy parts of Florida. Well, how many parts have already been destroyed? I mean, it's, Florida is a lot smaller on the new map, so it's in the water, and they already had water problems. So, yeah, water's going to keep rising, and the storms are going to keep coming. And these certain areas where they are more proficient or more common or whatever, it's not going to stop. Like, it's like you live in these areas, and you're going to be shocked that a deadly hurricane's coming when all this shit's blowing up. Like, and people have been abandoning their houses in Florida. And they already were having some that people were trying to sell for like $1 or something. I don't know. There was already things on their market, but I don't even know where this other place was. This other lady was talking where the houses are just dropping, but everything is going to be dropping like that because there's going to be a whole reevaluation on the housing market because houses are going to go down to a reasonable price. Like we want them to drop. The people who don't want them to drop are the people who paid $650,000 and then all of a sudden their house is going to be worth shit. But remember, you haven't paid that whole $650. So be glad you don't have to. So instead of sitting and whining about, oh, my house is like, it's like, okay. Like, so we should all, have to pay for a $650,000 house, so that you can have yours be worth something. No, but it's not going to go like that. It's going to fucking all drop. Everything is going to be like dropping in the reevaluation. Things are not going to, because it was all inflated. It was all fake, and they inflated the prices of shit. So we would have to pay more. It's just like their same old fucking, their fiat counterfeit. That's what I think it is. I was like, let's just take the end of counterfeit and call it the fiat. It's like the fiat system. And fucking, you got the printer, you got the money. The rest of us, we go to jail. And we're broke as fuck. But these people who are the creators of the system, they're then the control. So they're in the control of inflating the prices, and they're all working together, these corporations and stuff. And the corporations, this is something too, because my brother yesterday messaged me, and he's got some issues. He's got some health issues now. Everybody's going to be getting hit with health issues because it's a reevaluation of how you take care of yourself. But the good news is he's very open to more natural. Well, he was, we were having a long conversation. And so he starts doing this natural stuff and starts healing. And then that's going to be an open door to my other brother. So I think, especially like I've already been doing natural with the healing, and I've come such a long ways. Like on here, people can think like, oh, this is how I've always been this healthy. No, I haven't. No, I haven't. And I had to choose natural because the medical kept failing me and failing me. So I went a new direction, and it was the best direction I ever went. And so then you try and tell people, and they're like, you're crazy. But now people are starting to have more issues. So anyways, he's got some issues, and he's got to go in a new direction. And so we'll see how that plays out. But I was like, oh man, that's good. Because he's so open to natural, and that's going to, really domino into my other brother. And so, anyways, there's a lot going on with that kind of stuff. But this, so Alexis said that this big storm is coming. But also the Simpsons said. And Simpsons said in August that this big storm is going to come. And it's going to hit into Florida, which is all going to go over and hit all through the Gulf. So it's going to go through all the Gulf coast and hit hard into Texas. But it's also going to go up the coastline. And New York and I think New York and New Jersey, which they were already having floods. There was one creepy video too where people are trapped in the subway and the water's raising. It's like, oh God, that would be so creepy. But anyways, in this storm that's supposed to happen in August, it's going to take out parts of Florida and Texas and maybe Louisiana, because Louisiana's on the chopping block. A lot of places on the coast because it goes out through the Mississippi. And the Mississippi's going to suddenly become ginormous. It's going to separate the two parts of the state. And then the East Coast is going to be chopped. All of the most populated areas is going to be disappear, and then it's going to be a much thinner side of the country. Over on the West Coast, it's going to be bigger, but it's also going to be way different shape. So from the Mississippi over, but then it's the coastline is going to come in, and a bunch of these states are gone. So you can just look at the map and see, what their projection is, what's going to happen. And don't forget, they have got they've got a lot of information that they'd pretend like they don't have. So there's reasons why these maps are out there. But so the Simpsons is saying that there's going to be in New York and stuff when this happens in Florida, that New York is going to be hit really hard, and there's going to be tons of people are going to be killed. In the Simpsons, that people are running and trying to get away and all these different places, and they're all getting swallowed up by the water. And there was so many people who had dreams about this. There was a whole thing, like you can look it up, all the people who have had these prophetic dreams over a tsunami or a water disaster in New York. And they all were saying the same thing. And they were all saying the same thing as like what the Simpsons was saying. So, yeah, I don't know if August will really be when this goes down. I think it's going to go down. I mean, it could go down tomorrow. Like, I don't know when it's going to go. But anyways, the Simpsons is oftentimes has the information somehow, the prophecy, like they can be accurate on some things. They can be super, super duper accurate on some things. But I think they've also said some things that, haven't occurred. But the thing is that we got going against us is that the map is showing that these places are going to be disappearing, and they are highly populated places. And in the highly populated places, people are very shallow and very artificial, and they don't pay attention to crazy shit, and they are just busy trying to look good and get to the bar to get themselves a man or something, and then or a woman, whatever. And then so they're not so things are going to happen that are going to come out of the blue to them. They're not going to, it's coming very unexpected because they're caught up in some other stuff. Which, let me think of that, because I was just seeing something with the caught up in the something with the artifact. It was like some other door open when I was saying something. I gotta see what it was. The artificial running. People know this. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. These now I'm seeing so many videos of men saying things, and when women get real pissed, like how dare men say anything? It's like, but you guys are doing videos all day long talking about what pieces of shit men are. And so now you don't like it if they're turning around and saying anything about women. But like one of them, and the attacks on him in his video, and he said before I say this, I already know you guys are attacking me, but I got fucking, he was cussing his head off too, but he said it's fucking bullshit, like what the fuck is wrong with you women? And then I have noticed, like like it's, I don't know, like these tarot readers that pop up all the time, and it's like, you just want your boobs out there, like how the whole focus of the screen is your boobs as you're reading cards. It's like, what? in the world. And there's so much. Like, okay, you're stacked, man. You got a rack on you. Okay, like, what would you do? You need a lot of attention for it? Like, is that what gives you, either the good part of your day? People telling you you got nice boobs or something? Like, it's weird. And and then the lack of modesty, especially after watching that show and just seeing like what the 25-year-olds will do. It's like, oh my God. I mean, women have lost all modesty. They're just lower themselves, lower their, like, there's nothing, there's no secrets to anything. Like, let's just put it all out there. You want to see what I do in bed? Here, I'm going to put it right out here so you can watch. And so, anyways, it is very tacky and low vibration, and it's very uh, it's like self degradation or something. It's like no respect for yourself. It's like a low view of yourself. All you got to offer is this, and you're going to show everybody. And so I've seen some guys that were saying like, I guess there was a couple of black guys, and they are just like, man, all these women everywhere you go, they are just like, they're getting fatter and fatter and fatter. They're wearing less and less clothes. They don't give a shit what they're showing, and then they're all over you. And it's like, and they're like, it's gross. And well, all this stuff I was saying yesterday, like, it's a turnoff to some people when people don't take care of themselves. And there is like, one guy was like, yeah, I get this whole thing of like this what is the little catchphrase, body positivity. No matter how big you are, it's body positivity. Love yourself. It's like, but are you really loving yourself when you're not taking care of yourself? Is it true love? I don't know. It doesn't seem to be by appearances and how it rubs other people. It's like you don't care about yourself, you don't take care of yourself. And then it goes even another step further when you're just barely trying to put on any clothes, and then you have it all out there, and then you're trying to rub it up on everybody. And this one guy was saying, you're always going to have a taker. There's always going to be some low class guy it's going to take. So, yeah, you can go out and do that, but the rest of us are like, no interest, no thank you. And so then this guy, he's an older white guy, and he's always opinionated and outspoken on things. And I've seen him for a long time, but but sometimes you don't see somebody for a real long time, and then all of a sudden they pop up, and that's what another one of these where he just all of a sudden popped up again. And he was on a rant, and he was so disgusted, and he said, whenever you're downloading, a video always pops up, which, yeah, that's true. And and it just comes out of the blue. And a lot of times you see shit like you don't want to see. And so that happened to him, and a live popped up. And he said, I don't understand these women who are, what was her thing? It wasn't tarot. It was something. So she's live, and she's talking, and he was like, all these women in these super tight shorts that are show you everything. There's like see-through even, and then they go and they put the camera angled, so that's what you're looking at. So, and then they're sitting there talking, and it's like, what is wrong with you girls? Like, you have no modesty, you have no self-respect, you obviously have some kind of daddy issue. Somebody's done you wrong, and this is what you're doing for attention. Is just, hey everybody, look at my vagina today. It's like, I mean, what has happened in our society that's, I mean, I know that we've been being run by pervs, and they've been trying to create Sodom and Gomorrah, but this is inside of people, like, well, I want someone to like me, so I'm just going to show my vagina. Like, who do you think is going to like you? Do you think you're going to really get a good relationship from that? And I've seen adult women, like there was one who was always talking about relationships, and I've talked about her before. It was very always when I would see her, she's always trying to get an angle so you can look at and see it's like a marketing. It's like a red light district. It's like, well, you like the one with this. you know, and who, and then she complains about the guys she's pulling in. It's like, yeah, well, you know, that's what you're going to pull in when that's what you're selling. And people got to see, like, what you're selling is what you're going to get. And so if you want to have more of a higher standard of a person, then you got to set your standards higher. And yeah, maybe you're not going to get so much attention if you're sitting there, you know, in a proper proper dress, you know, covering up your stuff, being more modest. Maybe you're not going to get, you know, 100 different guys to come on and tell you how much they want you. But why do you want those people? Why, what are you really getting something from it? Is it really building your self-esteem? Because you're going to turn around tomorrow and do the same thing. Now, I've seen so many of these videos of these girls, and, you know, like, you're pretending like you don't know that the camera's on your ass and you're shaking it all over the place. Like, you think like this is going to get you a good guy. And you can see when they are desperate to try and get a good guy, because they'll go on to these other videos. Like, you can see, like, there was one yesterday, this really good looking guy, you know, quite the unicorn, and he was super handsome, and he knew how to sew. So he's sewing himself. Uh, it's like he went and got a lacy tablecloth at the thrift store, and then he cut it into a shirt, and then he went in and sewed it and made a shirt out of this lacy. It was cute. It was really cute. I was like, oh God, guys, more guys should do that. You know, it looked really cute with his pants and this like lacy shirt, or whatever you want to call it. And it was, I thought it was really cute. And he was very masculine. He wasn't, but I mean, he could be a feminine. But he looked, by all appearances, very masculine. And he worked out a lot. And he took his shirt off doing this whole video and stuff. Then he, you know, was a unicorn. So, the but then you see who's reposting, who's, you know, trying to, you know, get in those DMs, and it's like these girls who are out there, you know, just showing, you know, showing all the outlines of all the business that they got going. It's like, I don't know. You know, there could be, and you gotta be thinking that some of those guys are being, you know, their DMs are pretty full of girls who are, you know, trying to knock on his door. And, you know, he's, you know, probably not going to be going and, you know, like going through like his shopping. But if he is, then is that really the kind of guy you want to be knocking on his door? He's just going through the list and, you know, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and I'll take you too. And, and so there's just like this desperation out there, but you're not going to get a high quality person by desperation. You're going to get more desperate people. So you're going to just be in this cesspool, like I've talked about, the cesspool of desperation, what our dating world has become for people. It is a cesspool of desperation and toxicity. And then the stuff keeps still going with this Huda girl. And, you know, she's getting offers and shit like this. And she's so toxic. And then you have all these people who are trying to defend her. Oh, she's not toxic. She takes accountability. Okay, let's think about this, because I've lived this. I lived with somebody. Oh, well, yeah, well, I take accountability. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay, but if you're going to turn around and do it again tomorrow, how sorry are you? How much accountability are you taking? It's a bunch of fucking words. It's like you either make real change or you're not sorry for shit. You're sorry that I'm bitching at you about it. So these people are like, well, she's taking accountability. Well, she's turning around and doing the same thing over and over and over, and then just saying, oh, sorry, yeah, I'm taking accountability. You know, I was very upset. Okay, yeah, that is toxic. That is bad behavior. Sorry, it just is. When you do the same thing over and over, and then you just keep apologizing for it. You know, I mean, at some point, when are you gonna say, "Hey, enough's enough"? Like, yeah, go be sorry to somebody else. I don't have time for your sorry bullshit. Like, I'm not playing this game. And then that sounds like, you know, just cut people out of your lives, but it depends. You know, if it's in the dating world, you know, you got to pick and choose who's going to get your time. And if they're constantly pulling bullshit and then saying sorry, like this girl yesterday, She had this long video, and she was like, well, so her and her husband, they were doing great. They're madly in love. They're laying on the couch and cuddling and talking about having a baby. And they've been married, I don't know, a couple years. And then everything's fucking great. Then he goes to help his friend on the weekend. So he goes, helps his friend to move or something. And then he comes home, he won't talk to her anymore. He just won't talk to her. And so she becomes more desperate. You know, she's feeling rejected. So she's desperately trying to get him to talk. He's just getting more and more pissed that she keeps bugging him. And then he says, leave me alone. I don't want to talk to you. And it just keeps going further and further and further. And then he is like, I'm leaving. I'm going out. And he just gets up and goes out and is gone till 2 in the morning, comes home. Then the next day, she's like, well, where are you going? What are you doing? And he's like, don't talk to me. I don't have anything to say to you and stuff. And she's like, you know, so confused. Like, what the fuck, dude? And I mean, the other day, we're sitting there all happy and cuddly. You go to your friend's house, and all of a sudden, you hate me. And she is totally distraught, and she's asking, you know, people on the internet, you know, and now she wouldn't stop bugging him, you know, wanting to know what's going on. So he decided to move out. So he just gathered up all his stuff and was out within, you know, a few hours or something. And he's got everything and he's out because time is moving so much faster. It's like, fuck, things are happening fast. And so she's on the internet asking, you know, what do you think's going on? And lots of people are like, oh, he's having an affair and stuff. What I've seen through my time of being around men, you know, because I was married and I was in relationships a lot, and you're around a lot of men when you are, because they're friends and stuff. They'll say things in front of you because you're somebody else's wife. So, you know, you hear a lot of things, and what I would say is going on is that he went to his friend's house. He's moving into his bachelor pad, and his friend is like making the married guy feel bad about his life. Like, you know, you're stuck, dude. You're trapped. Now you're with her forever. That's the last pussy you're ever gonna have, and stuff like that. And that bothers a lot of men. Like, you mean I'll never have a variety? Like, that's the last one? It's like, I had to lead him up. And so, and then guys will fucking slam that in on guys. And they will keep driving it home. And so for hours and hours of drinking beer and moving and listening to this guy, it started eating at this guy's craw, I would say. And it started getting into the cracks and the crevices of insecurity. And where he started thinking, is this what I want? Is this what I want forever? Like, this guy, he's got options, you know, he's got freedom. And here I am strapped down, you know, and I'm like, do I want to have a kid? Do I want to be strapped down? So, you know, and he's playing this, you know, and she's coming at him, nagging, 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 which is only creating more tension. That's making him feel more like, fuck, this is not what I want. I want this guy's peaceful life. He gets up in the morning, makes his own coffee, and does his own thing. He doesn't have to listen to this shit. So this starts looking better and better and better. And this looks worse and worse and worse. And to the point of like, I gotta get the fuck out of here, man. But all the people are, oh, he's having an affair for sure. He's having an affair for sure. It's like, well, that's not what I would say. But to me, it's like, you know, I'd said a comment. I was like, arrivederci, dude. It's like, why would you want to be with a man child? Like, he's, you know, this friend of his is obviously making the single life look real good and appealing. And some single guys, they really try and bring it in on the other guys that are in relationships because they are insecure that they're not. As soon as they get a girl that comes and gives them interest, they'll be in a relationship. And then I've seen this happen. I've seen this fucking play out in guys, in different ones and different things. And so as soon as this guy, he gets in one, then the other guy, he's left standing there like, you mean I gave up what you wanted that the whole time, and then I gave it up? And so it's like, you gotta really think about things and look at things in a deeper way, you know. And yeah, you're gonna have people that are gonna challenge you in where you're at in life, and they're gonna lure you and draw you in, And so, you got to think about things. But I've seen that shit play out. Like the guy's over here, oh yeah, this is the best, man. I've got the best life. And the guy's like, fuck, man, my wife, she's nagging me all the time. She wants me to take out the garbage. All my money's got to go to bills and all this shit. And they get all like, all bent out of shape. And then as soon as they fucking get out and they get their own apartment, and all of a sudden it's like, it's a little lonely. Yeah, it wasn't that bad, her bitching, at least she was there sometimes. She cooked for me. They start having that kind of shit. And then all of a sudden, the single guy, well, he doesn't want to go out because he's got a girlfriend now. And it's like, it just plays out and plays out. But everything's going to play out what you're here to learn about. And you're here to learn about you. You're here to learn about yourself and see yourself in different ways and different, and everybody's there to play. And then, and this girl, she should get her shit together and be like, hey, I don't need a man child. You go figure yourself out. I need a partner because that's what I'm looking for. Because that's what I am ready for. I'm ready to have kids. I'm ready to be locked in with somebody. I'm ready to have that be my last dude. So, anyways, but people become so desperate and hold on, and they're there for them, and then this back and forth can build up, and these relationships can become so toxic, and then one person feels sorry for themselves all the time. It's like, you're making choices. You're making choices. You can think this person's doing it to you, but you're making choices every day. And until you take responsibility for your choices, you're going to feel a trap. You're going to feel like somebody else is controlling you until you step up and see that you are making the choices for you. Nobody's making your choices for you. You are making them for you. And you can blame it on everybody else, but it's you. So that's what I got to say about it. And I've been talking plenty long for this morning, haven't I? So let's look at this business. I saw a woman, and she said it's just from the Chews, and she had the same thing, and she said hers is about down to here, and she said now hers needs to be colored, so people are telling her, geez, go to your roots or something. It's like, what the fuck? So anyways, which I will not be doing my roots because I don't color my hair. And so anyways, but hers had grown a lot down to there. So we'll see. I mean, mine's obviously growing much slower. And she said her whole overall hair had lengthened a lot, which I don't know. My hair's long anyways. So, and I when your hair gets long, it's easy to just trim it yourself. So I trim it all the time. When hairs start coming out and they aren't all, I just cut them off. So, anyways, and then let's look at this thing. That thing. Just slowly return. Slowly we make turns down. Here comes my girl, panting away. So, anyways, just remember, you got to make your own choices. You got to make your own decisions. You see your mom on the side of the road in a suitcase, you may want to stop and say, hey, what's up? Can I give you a ride somewhere? And then if she's starting to pull you into her toxicity, you can say, well, I can drive you to the bus station. That's the best I can do. Well, I need a place to live. Well, then you got to decide, I mean, if she's somebody who's going to come in and, destroy your home and destroy your life, and, because you got to have boundaries. You say, well, I can pay for you a hotel, but I can't have you. You've caused too many issues, and I can't have you in my home because you destroy my psyche. Be honest. But that's something that can haunt you. You just drove on by, so something that you will see in your life review. That's for sure. What is the drama, lady? I swear to God, there's so much drama. It's so intense right now. Anyways, just remember, through all this craziness, all this intensity, all this wackadoo shit that we've gotten ourselves into, because we want to be a part of mankind's evolution, that just remember what you can really focus on is you. And it's a big thing, because everything that you see that's playing out, you can solely see. You got to learn how to love yourself. You got to learn how to love everybody. And you got to learn how to have the day you want to have by how you focus your energy. So anyways, let's just really focus on the good stuff. And let's focus on we're going to get to this August 1st, and we're going to get money in our accounts. We're going to get into these mad bet, like things are going to change, and we've got to be getting close. So, and there's going to be disruption that's going to keep trying to put us off, to keep us trapped in this fucking hellhole. But we're moving out of it. It's part of what we're here for, because mankind does evolve, it does move out, and we do become a new world. So just remember, as we get there, work on yourself, learn how to love yourself, learn how to love everybody, and how to have the day you want to have. And we'll talk about it again tomorrow. So talk to you later. Bye.